Okay, so here we go for round two. Today I'm going to be chatting with you ladies all about tax prep. So I cannot offer tax advice to you. However, I can show you how I prepare every year to do my taxes. I do everything on Excel. Excel is a Microsoft document, which, how do I explain Excel? It can formulate for you your totals. That's what I use it for. I plug in certain formulas that will tally up all your totals and keep track. And I have a double checker. So let me go ahead and load my screen. Give me 1 second. Share main screen. Share. There we go. Okay. So let's first start off with receipts. So I'm going to grab some receipts down here. And I'm just going to share with you how I prep for 2019. So I've already know that I've paid out Miss Christy Owens $15. So this column A here is going to be where you put the date of the transaction, the date that you made the payment, the date on the receipt. I also will go back. I have all my paper receipts right here. My paper receipts. I also have receipts from my statement that I use. My bank statements, I have receipts from corporate, things that I purchased like training and stuff like that. So I print out everything and I will just keep it in a little Dropbox folder. Like I have a little folder on the side of my desk that I just drop everything inside. You can always get an envelope. I have these envelopes right here. You can use the 8.5 by 11 or you can use the small ones like this. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look at, let's see some receipts that I've done. Okay, so Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree here, I bought my tissue wrap, my Valentine's cards that I send out, my loot bags, greeting cards, woven basket, excuse me. I'm using the store stuff in, blue locker bin and locker bin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back over here to column A. You're going to see that I'm going to put in the date if I can find it. So 1/12/19. And this is going to be from the Dollar Tree. The total sold was $18.32. And this is going to be business supplies. So $18.32. Now, if you notice, when you're going through on, say you've completed your date, if you hit the tab button, it's going to go to the next column. You can put in Dollar Tree. Tab to the next one, put in your total. Tab to the next one, and your total. You just need to decide which category it fits in. Let me just make this. Whoops, it disappeared. Hold on. 1 second, please. Oh, 2019, wrong one. There we go. And then let me make it big to screen. There we go. Okay, if you notice down here at the bottom, it's going to calculate totals. So you've got your total of $35.31. That's everything for column C. This is your total. Let me show you how you do that as well. So I'm going to delete everything here. So you're going to just click in this cell down here. Up at the top, you see this auto sum. So it will automatically add it up. Your total will appear after the selected cells. So you click auto sum, and then it will automatically go up that column, or if you want specific columns. So when you hit enter, you've got $35.31. The same thing applies here. I'm going to just click on this cell over here, select auto sum, and it's going to tally. I make sure I go all the way up for the entire column, 2032. Okay. Another great thing too is if you click this cell and you do a right click where it's copy and you go all the way over, you're going to get a quick little tutorial here. All the way select all of those, hit enter, and it will tally all of these. So it basically copies this formula. So here's the formula, equals the sum of this column, D2 to D32. Okay. Now, what happens if you're going through, okay, I'm going to slow down. let's stop there. So you're going to go ahead and select when you're doing your formulas here for this line. Let me see if I have another one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and skip over that one. Okay, here's Hobby Lobby. So Hobby Lobby, I made some shirts to advertise my business, and I purchased the shirts there. So where's the date? On the back, 1/24, Hobby Lobby. Oh, you notice that this changed formulas here in column A. So I'm actually going to move this over, and I'm going to do the date here. Let's drop down this formulas here. We're going to do the date like this, okay? So this is another way that you can formulate cells. All of column A, I want them to be cohesive with this date. So okay, and it changes it over. So now if I put 2/15, it's going to change it 3/19, 4/27. It's going to add in that year of 2019, okay? Now, the good thing about this video is while you're watching it, if you need to, you're like, woo, I don't understand what you just did, you can always pause, rewind, and watch it again, which I love. If I do a live training for you guys, you're like, yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it. And then you go back and you're like, what the beep did she just say? So there's your date there. Okay, so Hobby Lobby, I purchased those shirts. So the total was $12.80. I'm going to tab to advertising. Your categories, oh, these are not all based upon, so we're going to change all of these over here, except for that is going to be money. So you see this little money sign right here? This is going to formulate all the cells to money. So see what happened? It was originally, so let's undo it, 1280, which is a basic numerical number, 12.8, but I want everything because I'm dealing with money. I'm going to click this little accounting number format, boom, and it changes everything to dollars. Isn't that cool? What I love too is if I were to take away, it'll go ahead and negative. So I typed in -10 and it took that away. So in basic accounting, this parentheses, I'm like, what are those called? It's a little early. Excuse me, I'm still drinking my coffee. So parentheses means a negative sign. So we're going to take that away because that's just pretend. Let's see what other receipt I have here. I really should be finishing up 2018 while I'm training you all. Okay. So I went to Target on the January 25th. Target. Okay. I purchased another t-shirt and some stationery. So I bought some little box cards to play my pass or play game and to write notes to. So that was $15.07. And that's going to be advertising. So we're going to go 15.07. Okay. And you see what's neat down here. Let me delete that again. Is you see the column all the way at the bottom. I want you guys to take a peek at what's going on down here. When I enter that 1507, watch down here again. Watch right there. Boom. It formulates it for you. So it's going to keep your totals. What I also like to do is I'm going to do a formula here at the bottom, which is going to take this column and every other column. I'm double checking, okay, to make sure this number matches my running tally. Does that make sense? I hope so. So what this total is the sum, meaning I add this line, this line, this line, this line, blah, 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 all the way to total here. These two should match, okay? So let's highlight them, yellow and yellow. Those should always match. So that's something that's really important when you're doing your Excel work. Excuse me. This, as you're putting in a total into column C and you spread them out over these columns, this should match this. If it doesn't, somehow, some way, let's just do a pretend one here. So say it's Valentine's Day and you went to Hobby Lobby and you're stocking up for cute little decor, booking stuff you're going to use for your St. Patrick's Day parties. Or actually, you should buy those at Dollar Tree. So we're going to go to Dollar Tree because dollars are better. So I went to Dollar Tree and I spent, I don't know, $10.80, which is basically like 10 items, right? Something like that, whatever. 8 cents on the dollar. Okay. Oh, look, it didn't work. So this column as well, we're going to go and change it to dollar signs. Okay, so everything, one more time, so that way you guys don't have to do this, is going to be dollars. Dollar bill, y'all. Okay, so I went and I purchased this, $10.80. I'm going to use that for advertising at my parties. And say you just put in $10, okay? You're going to notice, first of all, this column here, we're going to turn that to a different color. Look at all these pretty colors, green, and this column here do not match. So what do you need to do? You need to see, as you're entering, always double check your yellow numbers. Somewhere I'm off by 80 cents is the difference between the two. So as I'm entering, I'm going to go back and say 1080. Oh, I forgot the 80 cents. Now it matches. This is going to be really important to do on every line, because what happens is, say you're like just chugging away. My keystroke is like 8 bazillion strokes per minute because I did data entry for so many years. You're going to get to the end and your two totals are not going to match, and you're going to be like, what did I just do wrong? So please take some time while you're formulating all of this stuff to make sure that these numbers match, okay? And that these numbers in yellow match. So what are the columns up here, okay? This is going to be your total from your receipt. Business, and I'll post a document if you don't know what category it falls in. Business is basically business supplies, anything it takes to run your business. Postage, cha-ching, that's a big one. This is postage that you pay out, whether it's to PayPal, whether it's to the post office, UPS, FedEx, anything. This is money that you pay for your business. And I don't mean corporate, because when you pay for corporate, that's a totally separate breakdown, okay? So that's your postage. Your food, say you meet up for a hostess, you come to a team event, you go to trainings anywhere, and you pay for food, you can write off a percentage of this food. It's not 100%, but you will be able to write off a percentage of this total down here in this column, okay? Advertising. This is anything that you use to advertise your business, whether it's shirts, pens, paper supplies for, oh no, actually paper would go under business supplies. This scarf. So I bought this scarf. It's the Flirt scarf. Bought it at one of the conferences. I'm using it because my neck is freezing today. So that's where you would put that. Anything for advertising, travel expenses, your hotels, airplane fees, all that fun stuff. That's the column it goes under. Team gifts, if you have a team, this is where you would put that. Anything that you purchase to give away to your team. Training. So training would be the fees you've paid for attending SSW, for World Conference, for Partners in Business, national training, fees that you've paid for training. If you attend any meeting and there's like a $5 fee or whatever, that's where you put it. Dry cleaning. You cannot write off the purchase of your clothes unless it's branded Pure Romance. However, you can write off dry cleaning fees. And I will, if I have something that has to be ironed really well, or everything of mine for business has to be altered, that goes under dry cleaning. Parking, if you have to pay for any parking while you're attending an event, a training, whichever is your parking. Donations. So I've been doing donations when I do my biweekly appearance. at the VIP club for their drag show. So I'm going to put stuff in there. Vehicle costs. This is if you're not writing off your mileage. You are allowed to, from the time you leave your home to you get to your hostess party or your event, your training, whatever, and return home, you are allowed to write off the in-between miles. So you can either write off miles or vehicle expenses. You're not allowed to write off both. I jot down my medical expenses. This is all the co-pays I pay when I go to the doctor. If you knock on wood, if anyone has been hospitalized, you can write that off. Check with your tax professional first, but I'll still write it down, and then they tell me whether or not I can use it. Childcare is a big one. If you, for 2 years, I had Taylor in childcare, so I could work a couple hours a day. It was really neat. It was a learning facility, so we were able to write that off. I'm going to be sad to miss that write-off. However, he's now in public school, which is free. Gotta love that. Loan fees. So let's scoot over here so you can see it. Loan fees are going to be, say you have a credit card that you use specifically for Pure Romance. Maybe you wanted to do a pre-order on inventory or anything like that. You would put those loan fees. If you have a separate bank account for your business and they charge you monthly, that's where your fees are going to go. Same thing with bank fees. And then your DMV renewal, I write it in there, and then I ask my tax professional, can I write it off this year? Pretty much everything associated with business. So let me think. I do pay, I did finance an iPad through my cell phone company. So that does go in here as well. That's going to go under business with T-Mobile. I also pay $10 a month for internet service on my iPad. So that's something I write off as well. And they'll tell you what percentage that they can take off. But you better believe I'm going to write it down and then let my tax professional decide what I can and cannot use. So I hope this was helpful for you. Should you have any questions about how to prepare for this, I also do recommend on the top here of your receipt, write down what it was for. That way, if you do have to have a conversation with a tax person about, you know what, I'm questioning what this specific charge is, that way you have a recollection of what you actually used it for. So again, I hope this has been, oh wait, just kidding. There was a couple things I did want to show you. Okay, I was going to wrap it up and forgot. So we're going to delete this real quick. So let's say, like myself for 2018, I probably had, I don't know, 100 or so write-offs. So if you need to add more cells, I want you to click on number 7 and you're going to drag all the way down. So all you're doing is click, dragging, and highlight. You're going to right-click, insert, and it just shifted everything down. Okay? So you can rewind that and see it again, just in case. Click, drag, and highlight, right-click, insert, and it shifts everything down. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Okay, so we're going to go back, and I just reversed what I did. What was something else I wanted to show you guys? Okay, so those are receipts. You see the little tabs down here at the very bottom of the page? These are my receipts. These are my party sales. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the first person's name, and I just copied this from 2018 real quick, on my actual paper. Or if you're using Pure Sale only, I highly recommend using a backup form piece of paper because Pure Sale is great. However, you need to have a backup. Please make sure that when you complete this tax paperwork, if you don't have it printed, make sure you save it on a little jump drive, like one of these little sticks. One of these little guys right here. There we go. See that? Save it here. Save your computer as well on an external hard drive. Knock on wood, 2017, I completed my taxes. I was ahead of the game, and then my computer took a poop. And I lost everything and had to redo it. Now, again, while I'm fantastic at data entry, I sure as heck don't like to do things twice, unless it's like win the lottery or other wonderful things. So just make sure you do that. Okay, so in these columns, I'm not going to do anything with that. So here's the name of the party guest, the retail total that I sold them, the shipping and handling collected, the tax I collected, if any discounts were applied, and total. Okay, so the same thing applies as you're entering these. Here, if you want to continue this, because this is a formula, C equals the sum of this column and this column, you're going to Control C, or let me just do that there. You're going to go copy, click, drag, and highlight all the way down. Now that formula has been duplicated, okay? Meaning that this one is going to be the sum of all of these. When you enter these, let's just show and enter. So we're going to have, say, Kayleen Price. No, stay over there, please. Go potty and get something for breakfast, and I'll be with you in just a second. $125 she purchased. I collected the $7. I don't know what the tax is. Let's just say it's $4.57. But I gave her a $20 discount. You're going to hit minus $20.75. That's going to calculate all this for you. So it's basically adding it up, okay? So at the end of the day, when I'm done with all of that, and I need my let me just get rid of all this. I didn't need to do all that. I knew my little guy was going to wake up during this, but I wanted to get it out of the way. So we're going to do our total down here, okay? So remember, we come over here to the auto sum. You're going to click that. It's going to highlight. I still like to do this all the way to the top of the column. That I sold $1,840 retail of product. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do right click, copy, all the way over where there's dollar signs. And it just formulates everything for you. Come up here. You're going to double click in between the cells. When you double click in between the cells, it's just going to formulate so there's enough room for everybody. So I collected $126 in shipping and handling. I collected $151.37 in tax. I gave away $350 in discounts. That's money out of my pocket, so I'm going to write that off. That is a business expense, okay? This total here is going to go in your business expense. Write it off. Because that is money out of your pocket. That was a discount you gave. That is a business expense. And that's the total amount of money collected, okay? I will put to the side how much was given for donation and bride. I don't tally this up because when the bride comes in, she's going to use it. I just want it to match what I've written down on my actual paper receipt. If that doesn't make sense, you're welcome to ask me questions. Then I have my demo editions, okay? Let me just open this up real quick. So demo editions, when I add something to my demo, that is a business expense. Business expense. So you have your retail cost, how much you actually paid for it, the tax collected on that item, and then your total. You really want to make sure you know how much you literally paid for it, so you can go back to the order that it was placed on, see how much you actually paid for this, and then you're going to enter it into the cost column. Your tax is just, okay, so I pay, it's actually different. It's 775, it's not 8%. So we're going to go ahead and, whoops, I totally messed that up. That's not correct. 0.0775, there we go. So I need to change this all the way down. I'm going to right click, copy, and copy that cell all the way down. Okay, so what I did with this here is I'm going to do equals, so the sum of C2, which is this column here, times my tax rate. If you need help formulating this, I can help change these for you, and then all you have to do is click, drag, and highlight. Same thing here. I want to right click, copy, all the way down. So if you are struggling with this, learning how to do this, and you're not super familiar with Excel, I don't mind spending a little bit of time explaining how to do this. but it will be a working meeting, so I will ask that you have this up in front of you and we will do them together, okay? So if anybody's interested in receiving a copy of what I've done, I can go ahead and back out my information, my customers' names, my party sales, excuse me, and my receipts, and then I can send this over to you. So I do title it 2019 Tax Prep. Make sure you save it about every third entry. Again, in case for any reason your computer were to shut off or whatever, you want to make sure this stuff is saved while you're in the middle of processing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stop that real quick. Okay, so I hope this has been helpful for you all. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. We'll schedule a conference time. I need about 30 minutes with you in front of a computer so we can get this all set up. Thank you all for watching this and for bearing with me. All right.